The entire gaming industry is falling apart. Dude, there's so much news to talk about that I'm not going to make multiple videos about it. I'm just going to make a whole bunch of reaction videos into one video because there's way too much. There's like 15 things happening all at once, and I'm not going to be able to get to them all, so I'm only going to get to a few of them in this video. In the next few days, I'm going to try and cover as much as I possibly can, but damn, what is going on? Like, I called it, we called it, and people were just blowing smoke saying, no, it's not happening, and they're the ones who made it worse. They should have listened to our warnings, and I don't even really care. I think it's hilarious, because we said it was going to happen, and these people are just denying it and denying it. People lying on social media, people glazing the AAA gaming industry, glazing the billionaires. The people who are against billionaires, for some reason, are glazing the billion-dollar companies. I don't get it. They're all fucking liars. Now let's start here with Gearbox. Things will never be the same for Gearbox Studios.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about Borderlands 4's launch. Now, when we initially
I'm not going to buy it. I'm a lifelong Borderlands fan. Not going to buy it. I'm out on it.
discussed Borderlands 4, it was in my belief that Borderlands 4 was not going to sell nowhere near as much as Borderlands 3 did, especially in the same amount of time. And then a couple
Borderlands 4 launch, not as explosive as its predecessors. You don't say.
weeks ago, we found out that that's exactly what's going on, right? Borderlands 4, even though it sold millions of copies, in the low millions of copies, it is still only doing that in double or triple the amount of time it took for Borderlands 3 to do it in just a couple of days. Now,
yeah, and I was hearing people say that this was a better launch than Borderlands 2. What is happening? Why are so many people lying?
Reason why that is, in my opinion, is because Borderlands 2 was highly loved and favored by most people who are Borderlands fans, and Borderlands 3
the best one
was not. So the amount of hype is a lot less from 3 going into 4 than it was for 2 going into 3. With all that,
I actually didn't see that coming. I thought that Borderlands 4 was going to be bigger than Borderlands 3. Apparently not.
Being said, now we have industry analysts that are going to go over exactly what I've been talking about how the game is not having nowhere near the amount of start that Borderlands 3 did. But according to the analysts, they believe that it is primed and ready for steady console sales and positioned for long legs once the discounts start flowing. Now, the reason why I want to cover this,
I thought we weren't going to get discounts on Borderlands 4 for a long time. What happened to that, Randy? Literally, he's the one who said it.
This particular article is because of this last statement right here. When the discounts start flowing, which we all know they're going to, Borderlands is a IP that gets put on major sale every single time. Just look at what Borderlands 4 is right now. At the time of filming this video, it started out 21 days ago at 304,398 concurrent players, and it is now down to a 24-hour peak of 97,067.
Which is great. That's actually really good. Except they spent over $400 million. I'm hearing close to $700 million on Borderlands 4. And they're still spending more money on it. Like, they don't stop when the game releases. They can't afford this, man. This is bad.
With 68,000 people playing the game right now, clearly the trajectory is going down, which I find to be interesting considering it's a loot.
Yeah, games go down on trajectory whenever they come out. This happens. But this can't be happening for a game like Borderlands 4.
Shooter, so it should be holding people's attention longer than a standard single-player game.
Dude, me and all of my friends, we always play Borderlands whenever it comes out. We played Borderlands 1 when it came out together. We played Borderlands 2 when it came out together. 3 when it came out together, even though we all thought it was mid. And none of us are playing Borderlands 4. Not a single one of my friends is playing Borderlands 4. Nobody bought it.
But, you know, it is what it is. That's the numbers. One thing I will say is that Randy Pitchford specifically told us on his X account that nobody should be expecting Borderlands 4 to go on sale.
I can't believe he's actually mentioning that. Holy shit. I was mentioning it because I didn't think he would. Oh, okay.
Anywhere near as quickly as the previous Borderlands went on sale.
Yeah, in my last hypnotic reaction, I mentioned that, like, how we have basically the same takes. And yeah, this is proof right here. Not pre-watched. Like, I would definitely not have time to pre-watch all of the videos that I have lined up.
Because Borderlands is known for having major sales, right? If you look at the price history for Borderlands 3, the lowest price that it ever sold at was $3 fucking, okay? $3, which is
Unless you had all of the other Borderlands games, and then you get even deeper discounts just by owning them.
why I always advocate for not buying a game at full price, because they're going to whore it out eventually.
Yep.
And it's only a matter of time. With all that being said, Randy Pitchford has tried to convince us that Borderlands 4 is not going to go on sale anywhere close as fast as the previous Borderlands, because Borderlands 4 is a premium game. Borderlands 4 is a premium game for premium gamers, and it is not going to go on sale as quickly as the other ones did, because it's a game that warrants full price. That's the gaslighting that he tried to tell us over on his X account. Now, analysts are...
Dude, somebody needs to delete his X account, man. They need to get him off of the internet, because he just makes everything worse. And I think him and others at Gearbox being online is what led to this, because they're into a weird online culture. And anybody who criticizes them is just like every other game. Anybody who criticizes them are wrong, and they're just haters.
Trying to say something completely different. So let's cover it and talk about what's going on. Borderlands 4 might not have achieved the explosive initial success of the past Borderlands releases. Well, I'm glad that somebody's admitting it, because we all know it's true. But one analyst reckons that it could be positioned for a long tail of sustained success. Now, that could be said for any game, especially AAA games. Most of these games are going to get most of their copies sold at some form of a discount. You're only, even if you sell, let's say, 3 million copies, 4 million copies at full price, great. No problem. But if you're a franchise that is notorious for selling 15 million copies, 20 million copies, the majority of that is going to be at the price that we have seen listed here, where it's super cheap, right? $10 or less is where it's going to mostly be. So yeah, you might have sold 15 million copies, 20 million copies, but how many of them did you sell at full price? Especially this one, not as many as you probably would have liked. So Alinea market analyst head Reese Elliott broke down September's most downloaded games in a new Substack post, with Skate 4 taking the top spot. Hollow Knight Silksong, meanwhile, is absolutely crushing the original Hollow Knight with 6 million downloads after just 4 weeks, which isn't surprising to me, as it's a sequel releasing after many years of anticipation. As for Borderlands 4, Elliott noted that Gearbox's sequel managed to crack the top 5 most downloaded games of the month with 3.4 million downloads. 3.1 million downloads across all platforms. Now, guys, this is downloads, okay? So keep that in mind, downloads. While not as explosive as its predecessors, Borderlands 4's strong Steam uptake and steady console sales suggests it's positioned for long legs once the discounts start coming in. That is, said Elliott. Now, this is counterproductive to what Randy Pitchford has been trying to pitch to us, no pun intended, for who knows how long now, when he's been on his tirades on X trying to convince us this game is for premium gamers, man. Like, it's only premium gamers that are going to...
Yeah, if you've got a PC that's less than $2,000, you can't play it, because it's for premium gamers, people who spend more than $2,000 on a PC. And guess what? I did spend $2,000 on my PC, and it's still not able to run Borderlands 4.
Going to be able to play this game. Can your PC run Borderlands 4? If
Nope.
it can't, it's your fault, right? Like, this is Randy Pitchford we're talking about, but it's clear that Borderlands 4 is going to be no different than the other Borderlands that have been going on sale for how many years now and being hoarded out to the masses. $3, $4, $5, being given away left and right. Borderlands games are notoriously discount friendly, which, by the way, so are Assassin's Creed games, and Ubisoft also tried to pitch us the same bullshit, often getting heavy price cuts within just months being on the market. In fact, a pre-release Reddit poll...
4 million players! Never mind the fact that 500,000 of those were free copies. I don't know if it was 500,000, but like, that's what they do. They count all of the free copies as players and all of the discounted copies as players, not sales.
Showed that most respondents were willing to wait for a discount instead of paying the $70 base price to play at launch. If there is a sizable chunk of Borderlands 4 player base still waiting for a discount, especially if sales come at increasingly tempting waves, that could help fuel a consistent long-term stable of batches of new players every so often. Ideally, though, Borderlands 4 has just a robust enough endgame and roster of post-launch content to keep its most loyal base satisfied. Now, I don't know if that's true, considering that the numbers are dropping pretty goddamn hard. People are obviously getting to the point where they're, they don't want to play anymore and they're logging off. And this is
which is bad, because Borderlands isn't really an RPG. It's more of an MMO light. I played Borderlands 1 and 2 and 3, as MMO lights. Even when I beat it, I kept playing it because I was playing it with other people, random people online. And like we were trading stuff, we were getting badass rank boosted up, like trying out different ways to kill bosses, farming bosses. Not gonna happen with this one. Apparently it's not happening.
Happening fairly quickly, considering the game didn't even come out that long ago, right? So 21 days ago, we were blessed with this game. And
yeah, it's 21 days ago. I can't believe it's been that soon. Like, that wasn't that long ago. It should be pulling still like 200,000 players.
Most of the people have checked out by now. It only has 1/3 of its player base left at a concurrent player count anyway. So with all that being said, now let's go into this.
That all-time peak, that should have been way more.
And understand that Borderlands 4 is going to be that game that when you get to the point of near completion, it's, and on top of that, the performance problems is a major issue with this game. The reviews of this game are still terrible. Has anybody looked at reviews? 61%. 61.17% out of 60,000 reviews. This game is almost at
well, here's my problem. Supported systems, Windows. What, can I not play on Linux? Hold on. Oh, apparently it's got gold. Oh, okay. I'd still be able to play it, I guess.
At a 50% ratio of positive to negative on Steam. 60,000 reviews. That's crazy, right? That's an insane number. So 60% positive, 40% negative is a wild number for a brand new AAA game. And it's because, well, quite frankly, people had a lot of performance problems and we were dealing with a massive amount of gaslighting from Randy.
Plus, these characters are garbage.
Pitchford on his X account, and eventually they came out. Take-Two came out and said, well, you know what? I'm sorry, Gearbox came out and say, you know what? This is a problem on our end. We promise to fix this. You know, we're gonna get you guys right and all that. And that was after weeks of the
What the fuck? What is this? What is that? And that's obviously a penis right there.
CEO blaming
Says
you
a member
for why the game was running shitty, telling you to accept less, even though other games give you more for your performance. They're like, no, accept less for our cartoon video game. It's your fault. It's not our fault. So again, guys,
look at all the purple and teal that's in every fucking trash woke game.
Borderlands 4, we already knew, was not going to do anywhere near as good as Borderlands 3. From a concurrent player standpoint, sure, it looks like it's doing better, but that's not true at all because Borderlands 3 has been known to sell well over multiple millions of copies, 4 million plus copies in just a few days, whereas Borderlands 4, unfortunately...
Yeah, the Borderlands 3 is a pretty fun game. I'll give it that. The story's trash, though.
Actually, it didn't even get there in 2 weeks, which is double the amount of time. Actually, triple the amount of time than Borderlands 3. So you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about the entire situation regarding...
I think it's hilarious. I'm not going to play these games. I'm completely out on AAA games. Now let's move on. Let's move on.
Remakes and remasters seem to...
Yeah, remakes and remasters are beating new games, and it's not nostalgia. I wonder what it is.
...to be dominating these days, and here's what's kind of cool. There's a new survey, and it shows something real striking. That 90% of you have played a remaster or a remake within the last few years. Which isn't really a surprise. I mean, I've certainly played a few. I imagine you have.
All of the AAA games that I've been playing recently that have come out are remakes and remasters.
And who could blame you? These games are dominating. And the biggest example is probably Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered, because that has outsold all but one of the new games released this year.
That's crazy. Yeah, I refunded it because it was running like trash and I was just tired of waiting. And then like even when they fixed it, it was really, they wanted you to turn on frame generation, and you can tell. I fucking hate frame generation. When I go back and play old games, there's no smearing at all.
So you might wonder then, is this just the industry's future? An endless cycle of nostalgic re-releases, forever, all consuming itself? Well,
I think people are done. I think people are done buying games, buying trash.
Turns out maybe not. Because for most people playing these remakes, it's actually not about nostalgia. It's literally impossible because most of them haven't played the original version.
Yep.
That's just one snippet of the new data we've got about.
Yeah, it's because old games are just better. And whenever you make the old games look new, but still they're the old games, They're still better because they're the old games. It like really proves that I've been right this whole fucking time, that old games are just better. That's why I pretty much only play old games on my gaming channel. Link down there in the description.
Remakes.
I'm
When I
playing
say
Fear
every
right
week
now.
brings a new remake or remaster, that's not
Which, by the way, Fear, amazing game. I'm having a great time with it. And they almost removed it. It almost got completely removed. And nobody was going to be able to play it.
idle words, it's quite literal. Last week had Trials in the Sky first chapter and Platypus Reclayed. This week there's Pac-Man World 2 Repack. Perhaps not Oblivion Remastered here, and you'd be forgiven for being confused at how it appears there's some cultural zeitgeist crying out for early 2000s games that have already been re-released or ported half a dozen times. It's a bit weird, but in 2025, remake culture has really just reached new heights here. Like,
Bro, go back and play Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. It's got all of the things that, if Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal never came out and it came out today, they would remove all of the extra skins, all of the extra guns, and make you pay for them. They'd charge you extra for those. And it was just built into the game.
Like, to put some stats in the Elder Scrolls Oblivion situation, that remaster sold more copies in its first month than the original game did in 15 months. And in total, it has already completely outsold the original release of the game, which is kind of wild. Now, you could argue that something sad is happening here, that publishers are just pushing lazy nostalgia grabs because they can't make new games that are good, and that nobody's money's going to new games. And then maybe this all shows us that people crave the good games of the past that we used to play, not the bad games that we get now. But that would make full sense because of a kind of staggering statistic from this recent survey, that 85% of you have played a remake or a remaster of a game that you did not play in the first place. So it actually seems that this stuff...
Yeah, people don't... It's not that people want to play the games they already played and go back and play the old games. No. It's literally because the old games are better. And when they feel like new and they're good games, people crave good games. I know so many people who bought Oblivion Remastered and loved it and never played Oblivion before. Like, they played Skyrim and that was it.
Is expanding into a new audience. Let's dive into the survey, and to do that, we gotta define our terms. Remakes are complete reimaginings built from scratch, so updated graphics, gameplay mechanics, and sometimes story elements. Remasters are enhanced versions of originals. That means improved visuals, sound, and performance, but the core gameplay staying the same. And here's what the data tells us. MTM Consulting surveyed 1,500 US and UK gamers, and GameIndustry.biz brought the data to our attention, and for the sake of uniformity, they gave respondents those specific definitions so everyone's on the same terms. Then they asked people how they feel. And the findings, so there's the 90% stat of people having played at least one remaster or remake, and considering how many there
Resident Evil 4 remake, absolute cinema. 10 out of 10 remake.
have been, that's not a surprise. Then there's the 85% stat that I just talked about. But there's some other ones too. 80% and 71% of people respectively believe that these games are comforting and nostalgic, at the same time as being a good way to share beloved games with new generations. So through these numbers, we actually see that the majority of people are picking up these games for the first time. And we'll come back to that. But where it's getting tricky for publishers is what the hell to do. And we've got big examples of that. Some of them are, say, older Assassin's Creed remake examples. There's the whole Space Marine.
Yeah, apparently I'm hearing that fucking Assassin's Creed Black Flag is getting a remake and they're removing the Animus stuff from it, which I'm here for that. I didn't really care much about the Animus stuff. I felt like that was just kind of extra stuff to throw in. But in the original, like Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, you know, I liked the Animus stuff. I think it really brought up the vibes that it was like a futuristic game, but also set in the past at the same time. It was really cool. And they fucked it up in Assassin's Creed 3.
One thing, and there's a core tension. If you change
It's just been downhill from Assassin's Creed 3 and 4, man.
the game too much, some people won't like it. If you don't change it enough, other people also won't like it, because maybe what they're expecting is a Resi 4 remake tier of work. But you know what's nice? We don't need to take this shit in vibes, because now we've actually got some data. Let me know if this gels with your experience. So 35% of players say remakes are better when they change narrative or gameplay elements, 30% say they're worse, 35% say they're fine either way. So yeah, if you're a developer,
And either way, it doesn't matter. People are playing them.
what do you do? It's a third, a third, a third. Because regardless, it seems some people are going to be unhappy. And this might explain the continual discourse around these games.
You got to figure out how you hit one of those really hard and still get people to play it. Because obviously people are playing them, even if they have complaints.
We haven't settled on a correct approach, but we have now learned some things. So what affects player experience the most? Well, making games look and feel modern, and as the survey people put it, gamers expect major graphical overhauls, updated controls, and improvements to mechanics.
And also, they don't want woke slop to just be invading their games like they have been here recently with the sequels and stuff. When you do a remake, it's literally just like how it was without politics. There's no politics in it. That's a big thing, man.
Now, this is where we can get into some solid examples. Take Capcom's Resident Evil remakes. At least one of the interviewees specifically cited tank controls, basically just saying gamers of a younger age would probably struggle with them. And yeah, can you imagine the Zoomers and the Gen Alphas trying to do tank controls like original Resi? That would be mad. Though obviously, if you change too much, it will feel wrong to fans of the original. Like in a way, there has to be a little bit of authenticity promoting clunk in the controls of Leon, because if he controlled like an uber badass, he wouldn't exactly play like one, because it's your mastery of his controls that actually nails the character's development and capability throughout the series. But as we press on through the survey...
Yeah, at first when I played Resident Evil 4 Remake, I thought it felt really nice, but at the same time I was like, this is a little bit off. Like, there's something off about it, until I kept playing, and I got better at it. And then I was like, oh, I see. I can dodge people? Like, I thought it was dumb at first, and then I really got a hang of it. And like with the knife stuff, the parry and everything, oof. Oh yeah, it's real nice. I think Resident Evil 4 Remake is a perfect game.
Well, we get to talk about pricing. And certainly, there's opinions in pricing. 74% of users expect a game to be cheaper than the original release to a greater or lesser degree.
It depends, because if it's like a Resident Evil 4 Remake or a Silent Hill 2 Remake, I'd be willing to pay $60 for it. I paid $70 for Resident Evil 4. I really didn't want to, but I'm gonna buy Resident Evil games. That's just what's gonna happen. I'm gonna buy Resident Evil Requiem at full price also.
And that's both about the value of the upgraded product and the decision to publish it at all. 6% though go further. They say they want them free or within subscription services. And also timing matters. Only 4% of people think 2 years is enough time between releases, 14% say 3 to 4, 32% say 5 to 6 as the appropriate amount of time, and certainly, hey, looking at you PlayStation, you guys really do like doing it pretty quick. But if you want a perfect example of everything going wrong, it comes from a really...
Red Dead Redemption 2 is getting a fucking remaster. Why?
Goddamn sad place, and that is the Space Marine Mastercrafted Edition from Sega earlier this year.
Oh no.
Oh dear, it did not do well. Existing players felt cheated, there was no discounted upgrade path. The Anniversary Edition had effectively been re-released back in 2021, and the Mastercrafted Edition really did.
Yeah, I don't think the guys who made Space Marine 2 had anything to do with this. I think this was a fucking... I forget what the company's called. Hold on. Oh wait, I just remembered. Game Workshop. Yeah, Games Workshop. I think that really had something to do with them.
Improvements whatsoever. It felt like a cheap cash grab to capitalize on Space Marine 2 being pretty...
If it feels like that, then it is.
Pretty goddamn good. So here's the lesson. Especially once a game is accessible in a modern digital format to audiences, you can't just keep hitting the re-release button. But companies will obviously keep trying, and that's because the opportunities far, far outweigh the costs. Gotta talk about the business case. Think about the business side like this. Oblivion is a goddamn dream scenario. It massively outsold the original, in great part because there are simply more gamers now. And one thing you'll see in, like, say, rookie startups is people being like, oh, you know, if I just get 10% of the market, then I'll make X amount of money. And that's a little bit silly, but it can kind of fit our purposes for here. Even if you assume that a game sold to 1% of the audience way back in the day, and it could still sell to 1% of the current audience again in 2025, then it would be worth the cost of updating because, good God, the audience for games has increased massively. And this survey effectively validates that logic. The idea that 85% of players are willing to buy remakes with no personal attachment is huge. Now, maybe they have nostalgia for an era. There'll be creator coverage, maybe from people who played it back in the day, so these remasters will kind of have vanguard.
I'm weird on the Oblivion remaster because I actually preferred the original one, and also the whole frame generation smearing thing. It just pulled me out of it, and also censoring things for the modern audience. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not even gonna with this one. But if you like this game, you know, to each their own. I'd rather play the original with mods.
Ish super fans.
It just feels
and
better.
It helps with branding.
Looks better.
Popular games guarantee,
in my
at least
opinion.
some audiences. And taking a look at my personal playing habits, I've got to say I do have a bit of a theory here in why these games can work so goddamn well. So, across this channel, across the years, we've talked about so many game development stories that have been utter goddamn shit shows. I think a great example of one which, I mean, that it even came out is kind of shocking. It would be Dragon Age Veilguard. So
yeah.
The deal with Dragon Age, right?
They had to release this. They spent way too much money on it. They had to get some kind of money out of it.
That went through like multiple redevelopments, and I believe
why?
They did a reboot and then made the version we got in like 18 months. And that is a story that is just repeated across so many games. Now, a lot of that is because of planning risk, right? There's the game that they plan, and then they just keep on needing to goddamn reboot, and it ends up being complete chaos.
Yeah, it's because of corporate shills, a bunch of fucking idiots that are at the company that are corporate, that don't actually play games, that are just after the money.
You see with these remasters, you already have a proven formula, and that proven formula means you have far less design risk. One of the things that we talk about in like project planning is the difference between a known unknown and an unknown unknown, right? So an unknown unknown is something you just truly cannot predict, and any purely new project is going to be stuffed full of them. Whereas if you're doing a remaster of a game that you've already got like the whole template for, man, that's going to be way easier, because you can point to everyone across your production team to the literal thing that they're remaking. And that is actually huge, because one of the things we're pretty good at in this industry is, well, scaling up big production teams. One of the things we're less good at is effectively using all of those production teams. Some of that can be bad management, as seen in so many stories. Some of that can just be that games are extremely complex insofar as software development goes.
They don't have to be. They make them complex because they think bigger, better game equals more and more money. And then they bloat the fuck out of it because if they don't, then it's going to be a short ass game. Look at Ghost of Yotei. They got to put all these stupid mini games in it to bloat it out to make it seem like it's a longer game.
They have so much design risk that with teams as large as game teams have ended up being, it's hard to just utilize everyone well. And that's where I think the remakes and the remasters actually can do something really important. They can take away risk, and that opens the door for pretty amazing levels of polish. The best examples, of course, Resi 4 and probably Oblivion. I'm sure you can name a few as well. But here's the weird thing. It's not just
all of the Resident Evil remakes. Even Resident Evil 3 was a good game. It wasn't a good Resident Evil 3 remake, but it was still a good game. I haven't played it yet, so I don't really know. I haven't even played the original Resident Evil 3. I own it. I should probably play it on my gaming channel. I'm going to play Resident Evil 2 probably this month, and I'll go ahead and play Resident Evil 3 right after it. I bet I can get it done in one episode, one sitting, because I heard that Resident Evil 3 is only like 4 hours long.
Successful games getting remastered. Any game that exists within an IP library can get a second chance. If a game was niche before, well, actually that niche could be far larger in 2025. And that's why we've been seeing companies hoovering up legacy IP. Seriously, Embracer does it, Atari does it, Microids, I think I'll go with Microids, they do it as well. If you can sell die-hard fans of the old stuff, you can also sell to new genre fans. And it seems that's been driving a lot of IP hoovering up over the last few years. Ultimately then, it's a perfect storm. You get either lower development costs or perhaps more efficient deployment of your capital because, well, You know, you're remaking a thing. You already know what the thing looks like. Even better for the rights holders, there's the potential of outsourcing for upscaling and improvements with the likes of, say, Asper. That sort of thing's always been the case, but with this new data that we've got, we can see that the audiences, we are just as responsible for all of this stuff happening, because we actually do turn up for these games and we buy them. And you know,
I don't. I don't. I do, like, I buy old games. That's it. I buy Resident Evil games. I go for the franchises that I love, and I don't veer too far off of that path. So he's wrong about people like me. I'm out. I'm out. He's not talking about me. Maybe you're like this, where you will buy the good AAA games. I don't buy anything, man. I buy the old games that are on sale because they just charge too much money. $70 I thought was too much. $60 I thought was too much.
you know what? Whenever I think about my recent play habits, yeah, there's actually a lot of this in them, because it's been Oblivion remastered. Recently, Last of Us Part 1 remastered. You know why? Girlfriend hadn't played it. We wanted to play through it together. The upgraded version, as it turns out, while yeah, the multiplayer ain't there, god damn, it is gorgeous. And the gameplay updates have it playing slick as hell. It's been a brilliant experience. And it proves the core of The Last of Us.
I kind of do want to go back and play The Last of Us, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't want to give Naughty Dog money, which is really sad because I love Jack and Daxter and I love Crash Bandicoot.
Us is as timelessly good as it always was. If you give it a big new lick of paint, it'll just be the best version to play now. In the best case, it can be like when you get a new scan, a new remastering of a classic movie that's absolutely beloved, that allows people to fully enjoy it and fully appreciate it on newer hardware. And I think that's honestly great for games. There's loads of games that I think shouldn't.
I disagree with that. I think I'd rather play Last of Us on PS3 than play any of the remastered ones, because the original vibe, even if it looks better in the remastered versions, in the re-released versions, you can't beat that vibe.
Be relegated to the past. But there is another side to this. Making new games is more expensive than ever. And as an example of that,
it's not.
Shuhei Yoshida, who you may know for being fairly legendary within PlayStation for a long ass time, he was saying recently, and he's not with PlayStation anymore, but that the single player games now cost so much money to make that they actually need the additional income from remasters and PC ports to actually make shit viable. Now, theoretically,
that's because you're making them too big and you're bloating the hell out of them and you're cutting corners and using like Unreal Engine and shit.
There is an upper limit here. You can't constantly remake old stuff because eventually you'll run out of it.
Ubisoft, $30,000 parties for game journalists.
And if there's any form of reckoning our industry is going to face, it's probably that senior staff have often been treated quite badly. There's been a lot of burnout. There's been a lot of people leaving the games industry. And in an ideal world,
man, I want a new Burnout game.
They are the people who make the new games using all of their experience. And in my estimation,
I want a new Burnout game that's like the size of the old Burnout games. I don't want a bigger and better Burnout game for the modern age.
You combine that with a lot of industry trend chasing, that's probably a large part of why a lot of new games just don't feel like they hit as good as games used to.
Yeah, probably a big one is because games used to be different. They used to all be different, have their own vibes. Now everything's trying to be like, look like real life, the realism, but better than real life. And the only differences they have is slight gameplay changes, and some of the colors are different.
But when they're remastered, it sure does seem we all lap up and buy. Okay, what I want you to do is let me know, what is your best and worst recent experience with a remake or remaster?
I haven't had any bad experiences because I really do my research and I really don't buy things unless I know I'm gonna like it. For one, I don't have much money, so I'm not gonna be wasting my money on something that I'm not gonna enjoy or might possibly not enjoy. I'd rather just wait, and even if it is something I'm gonna enjoy, I'm gonna wait a few years when it's on sale, because I'm not paying $70 for a fucking game. There's way better things that I could be spending money on. Now let's move on to the Xbox disaster that's happening right now. Dude, it is so bad. It's so bad. I don't think we're gonna have Xboxes soon. Oh, Angry Joe is angry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Xbox is officially
Ekbok.
dead. Today is the
No more Ekbok.
day that Xbox died.
I hope he uses that joke because that's an old joke.
The console wars are over.
Yep.
We are declaring Xbox dead. The loser. Take a huge L. You have lost. Good day. Goodbye. Canceling your subscription is more preferable than paying $360 a year. Xbox has just announced that they are.
But Joe, you got to think about how much it would cost if you just bought the games outright whenever they came out. You don't want to pay $70 for all of these games. Well, here's what I got to say to that. They shouldn't be $70.
They are raising their Game Pass prices to $30 a month if you want the day one releases, which is what everybody
$30 for the Xbox.
wants. This is unacceptable. This is corporate greed to the extreme.
Nobody likes price increases, says Xbox. Yes. So why'd you do it?
Xbox CEO Sarah Bond said that the Xbox Pass subscription was doing great. $5 billion.
Oh.
$5 billion in revenue.
Yeah, that's how much they got in profit, but profit is different from losses, by the way. They don't, it's not like you get the profit and then you take the losses out of that. No, those are two separate things.
Right?
Which doesn't make any sense.
$5 billion in revenue.
But that's the way it works.
Profitable. So either it's profitable or you're fucking lying.
Uh-huh.
Which one is it?
Well, I don't think they're lying exactly. I think they're just not telling the full story.
I think I know which one it is. Sarah Bond is fucking lying. There's no fucking way it's profitable.
Dude, that lies left and right from the gaming industry. You should see what they're saying about Silent Hill F right now. I don't know anything about Silent Hill F, but they're saying, oh, Silent Hill F is selling so much faster than Silent Hill 2 Remake. You know why? Because Silent Hill 2 Remake released on like 3 platforms. And Silent Hill F released on like 8.
Apparently, they could not sustain things at this level. It might be $5 billion in revenue or profitable if you don't count the cost of putting day one releases, if you don't count the cost of developing those games that eventually come.
Game Pass is profitable, but everything else is losing money. So what's the point?
Onto the subscription service. So it's all fucking corporate lies yet again. And this comes on the heels of Xbox not increasing.
Dude, corporate lies from fucking everywhere. Dude, everybody is lying. I think the world is falling apart, man. Like, it's not even in the gaming industry, it's in the entertainment industry, it's in politics. It's like everybody's trying to lie to us. Why? And it doesn't even make sense why they would lie, because it just hurts them. It makes all of their shit break. What the fuck is the point?
The price once on their console, but twice on their console. We already went over how that is.
Holy shit, I didn't know that they raised it again.
Again, corporate greed. Yes, we understand one price hike for the fucking Trump tax tariffs, but then a second time.
Okay, I'll give it to them with the Trump tax tariffs if they didn't already overprice the console.
Is a corporation saying, you know what, our margins aren't good enough. We're going to take this opportunity to gouge you. And that's what.
And it just makes it worse, man. Because then the people who were barely your fans, they drop off. And they just go to PC. Because you can just buy a PC that'll play literally most of the games for like $400.
What this is, Game Pass is over. The party on Game Pass, which was this fucking badass service at $16.99, it's fucking done. what they're going to do now is squeeze the fuck out of whatever people remain at $30 a month.
Yeah, so they can die a slow death instead of just falling off immediately.
You think it's going to stay at $30 a month? You think 5 years from now it's going to be $30 a month? They're going to keep raising the prices.
Yeah, and they're going to blame Trump, and they're going to blame people who are the haters. They don't know how to take criticism. Anybody who criticizes is just a fucking hater.
Well, they've already built in the fact that people are going to cancel. They probably want people.
And like, just the yellow hair lady, bro. Come on.
People to fucking cancel. Now it's just third party and microtransactions, which is what they're going to make their money off of instead.
Do you think this chick plays video games? Do you? Do you think she actually plays video games? You think she got time for video games even?
Track people that it's over. Xbox is over. I mean, you could already argue that Xbox has lost the console war multiple times in the past. Really, the only fucking time they won, in my opinion, is the Xbox 360 fucking kicked ass.
Dude, ever since the Xbox One came out, bro, L after L after L. And all they've been doing is trying to save themselves since then. And like, yeah, they're made more money year over year, but they were also losing money at the same pace. So really, nothing was being helped.
I personally liked the Xbox, the original launch, but it may not have gotten as much market share. And I think that's a personal choice. I think we'd all agree 360 won, but since then, just getting their fucking ass.
The 360 still wins over everything.
Ass kicked. And then what? Xbox Ally is like an eye-watering price. It's just fucking ridiculous at this point. Xbox, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. The corporate greed is completely out of control.
I know what they're doing. They are being fucking retarded and greedy, and they don't know actually how to make good games and how to make good services because they're liars chasing the bag. They don't care about the game. They don't care about the games. If they did, then their lineup would actually be full of good games, and they wouldn't have to lie to us left and right about, like, Avowed, Outer Worlds 2. I don't even know. I don't even know what else they got. Gears of War Reloaded.
Control. This goes against the Angry Joe Show, everything that we stand for.
Fucking Halo? What a fucking L.
This is not gamer friendly, and it's bullshit. There needs to be a fucking Xbox Game Pass Select where we can say, okay, I want, because the fucking pass library is useless. We've already fucking played those games. Stop.
Yeah, let's give us a subscription service to where we can just choose some games that we want every month and then keep forever, not just $100 a year to spend on whatever you want in the Microsoft store. Bro, that's not enough. That's one fucking game.
Pushing that as something that's worth it. Oh, don't worry, the prices are going up. Don't worry, we're giving you fucking Fortnite, crew. Who gives a fuck about Fortnite, crew? I don't play Fortnite. The majority of people buying Xbox Game Pass are not doing it for fucking Fortnite, crew, or this Ubisoft shit. Nobody wants that fucking shit.
Well, you're not paying for Game Pass to get Fortnite? What do you mean, Joe? What do you mean? Fortnite's already free. Nobody's getting Game Pass to play Fortnite. They see all these numbers of like adults playing Fortnite, but really it's adults who have kids and the kids are using the adults' account to play Fortnite.
Shit. It makes no fucking sense. And then, of course, they're putting advertisements everywhere. They're taking full-page ads. You know, fire up your Xbox, you get a big fucking ad in your face.
Yeah, that cloud-based thing where you get 5 hours of game time for free every month for the cloud-based ad service. You gotta watch ads in order to play the games for fucking 5 hours of game time a month. I go through that in 2 days.
Said how great this is. Fuck off. There's no way. I can't sustain this. I did the math on it, and it's like, what? The price of 5 new games, maybe a little bit more, 5.1 at $70. And honestly...
But Joe, all the games that you get so many games. Look at the game library of Game Pass. That's what you're really paying for. And then everybody ends up playing like 2 or 3 games and then trying out all the other ones.
I look at their upcoming fucking schedule and releases, and I don't really see.
Make Game Pass $5 and give everybody a certain amount of time to play each game. Let it just be like a trial thing where you can try games. And that be the only thing Game Pass is. Or else it's going to kill the company. Like, sure, it's a good service for the consumer because they get all of these games, but it's destroying everything. So, at what cost? At what cost? Apparently, $30 a month.
It's sustaining this every fucking year. I'd rather just buy my fucking games, own them. If I'm gonna have to fucking do this, I'd rather own the fucking games. Fucking Ubisoft Plus Classics, nobody gives a shit. Fortnite Crew, nobody gives a shit, and it's coming soon. They can't even offer it right away.
Yeah, I made the argument that, like, well, they also can remove any of these games at any time. And a lot of people argued with me and said, well, they're most likely not going to, which most likely not going to. But another thing, what if you are playing like 5 different games for 2 years and then they raise the price of Game Pass and now you're paying more to play the games that you love? Like, and then they raise it again and then they raise it again. You should have just bought the game, especially if you're paying for Game Pass for like 5 games. What are you doing? Just buy the games.
You're going to do the fucking price increase, but you can't offer it right away. So 75 plus day one releases within 12 months. Shut the fuck up. I don't believe you 100%. And then play and earn up to 100K reward points. Shut up. I don't give a fuck about reward points. The value proposition is unsustainable. It has cracked. It has reached the point of no return. You cannot increase the price to that level. It's like 5 or 6. Relatively few people are going to do this. 6 full price of games a year, and you have to like each and every one of those. And the chances are you're not going to like every single fucking one. You're not going to be excited for every single fucking one. It might be that maybe.
Oh, you get EA Play, Ubisoft Plus Classics. What EA Play games are good? Mass Effect Legendary Edition? The old Dragon Age games? Just buy them. They're always on sale.
You just turn it on for a month and turn it off for a month. You're paying $30 for a fucking game instead of $70, but then you don't own the fucking game. At that point, I'd rather just own my fucking game so I can play them whenever I want. So I guess the fucking party is over at Xbox, and this, and I kind of, you've seen the writing on the wall coming.
Dude, I've been seeing it ever since they started Game Pass. I was like, whoa! They literally can't keep this up. What are they doing? Like, it's cool, but like this is gonna fail. This is unsustainable.
At Tokyo Game Show, Sarah Bond was asked how viable was this fucking shit as a business. And this is before they announced the price increase, right? So this is really critical what she says. Bond responded, the last fiscal year, Xbox took in $5 billion in revenue.
Yo, they took in $5 billion. That's so much. They're profitable. But then everything else lost.
Quote, it's a profitable business, and as more creators join Xbox Game Pass...
$250 million on Avowed, though. They made $300 million. Or, I mean, they made $5 billion, but they lost $300 million on Call of Duty. They spent $250 million on Avowed, and, like, so many other things, man.
Payments to creators increase. Well, you fucked that up, didn't you? You think more people are gonna fucking join at $30 a month, you dumb fuck? Less people. They're going to cancel in droves. In fact, the subscription page was fucking crashing at how many fucking people were canceling. So we think it's a good business for creators. Well, you fucked that up, didn't you? Of course, and then you go in depth. The $5 billion number does not take into account the price of game development and the cost of the studios releasing it onto the Game Pass day one. But this fucking artificial. You can release the game whenever. But anyways, as a long-time first-party developer, I can attest that Pete Hines is correct. This is Loftus, who was who worked previously at Xbox. While Game Pass can claim a few
Anybody who looks like this, it doesn't even matter. Just get rid of them.
victories with games that otherwise
They're making
would have
everything
sunk
worse.
beneath the waves, human fall flat. The majority of game adoption on Game Pass comes at the expense of retail revenue. That's what this is. Unless the game is engineered from the ground up for post-release monetization. Okay? I could, and many someday, write pages on the weird inner tensions this creates. So I think the CEOs at Xbox and the suits at Xbox have decided we can't sustain this long term. We're going to fucking milk whoever's left on this Game Pass and
Oh no, we're not making enough money. It's not profitable anymore. We either got to shut it down or charge $50 a month.
and return to the retail way of doing things. Basically, go back to PlayStation and
They're going to drop their bottom tier. 1000%.
the rest of this stuff will be there, but it won't be worth it, and it's not going to grow. It's only going to go down from here. Oddly enough, though, this is when GameStop comes in, and GameStop says, "We got you, fam." What? It's don't call it a comeback, and then they put images. We're still selling the Ultimate, you know,
That's
instead
crazy.
of $30, we're still selling it for $20. How are they fucking doing this?
Because they got a deal. They'll probably do it for a year because they're they have a contract with Xbox. That's how they're doing it.
Is it the cards and the codes? Is it all those fucking cards and codes that just stick around and these are old codes at the fucking old price?
Kinda.
Or is it actually a deal they worked out with Xbox? Which
No, they were already under contract with Xbox to get them. That's why.
makes no sense that theirs is way cheaper than Xbox. I don't think this is gonna last. I think
It's
it's
not.
just like already built-in deals and shit.
Yeah.
And without clarification from GameStop, they've given none. It's unclear at whether this is the result of logistics, inventory, or a deliberate move by GameStop to attract customers. Because that is fucking pricey, but that is the maximum price I think it can sustain is $20. You can't go any higher than that. You cannot go to $30. Even I will fucking cancel at that point. If I'm considering canceling and I play like a fucking 150 games a month, 150 games a year, and a few of them I'm like, okay, so maybe like I could get 6 games out of this, maybe 5 versus that, and other people don't have time to play that many fucking games. I honestly would recommend that you guys cancel your fucking subscriptions now and only turn it on if there's some, and if you were considering turning.
Dude, I hope my friend that has been paying for Game Pass, is Destiny still on Game Pass? Okay. I was gonna say, I have a friend who was paying for Game Pass and all he played on it was Destiny. So apparently it's not on there anymore. So he's just playing Destiny. I hope that he canceled, man, but I could see him not because dude's kind of a fucking idiot.
They're keeping it. Just turn it on for the months that you play those fucking games that are coming out day one, like Fable and all that stuff. But who knows?
Oh,
those
fuck.
games
I
might
heard
be
my name and I was
fucking
like, whoa. Yeah, Fable. Oh, man, Fable. I want to go back and play the old ones. Fuck this new one.
shit. So then you got egg on your face when you're paying fucking $360 a year to play fucking Fortnite.
This does not even look like Fable. It looks like a fantasy God of War Ragnarok. Why do all games look the same? I can tell you why, because most of them use the Unreal Engine.
And to play fucking old games that you already fucking played, and then the day one releases that might end up fucking sucking anyway. No, absolutely not. 14 months ago, just 14 months ago, Game Pass Ultimate was $17. Now it's fucking $30. How do you have a fucking 50% price increase? And you know what? It's 100% price increase in other regions. Brazil got fucked over. So they're picking and choosing random fucking markets to make it even more expensive than it fucking is, the price increase. And like I said before, the fucking top end Xbox, prices were fucking increased. Now we're at 8.
Well, guys, remember when I said that the layoffs were going to get worse? Probably not. You probably aren't a return viewer to this channel. But I said the layoffs were going to get much worse, and then they got worse. And then again, whenever they happened, again, I said they're going to get worse again. And then they happened, and I said they're going to get worse again. They're going to get worse again. We're going to see even more layoffs. I guarantee it. And we're going to see worse games too. Who's Xbox going to sell to? Who are they going to sell to? Who's going to buy Xbox? Because they're not going to be able to stay. Are they going to get bought by Saudi Arabia, like EA? Are they going to get bought by Israel? I could see that happening.
$800 fucking dollars, but $800 is a fucking good deal.
They're going to get bought by all the people that the crazies said are our enemies this whole time. The places where like, oh, we're banning all this stuff in Russia. And then Russia's going to end up buying it. Because fuck you.
A bargain compared to what they're going to fucking charge for the Xbox Ally handheld, which is $999. Jesus fucking Christ, Xbox.
Just buy a Steam Deck. Holy shit.
It's over. It's fucking over. And what do they have left? Well, they got the Outer Worlds 2. You're going to have a fucking day one there. And the next year, you're going to have an inevitably Fable. Who the fuck knows with Fable? It look like shit. Man,
dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what Fable is going to be like.
I got a storied history with Fable. Top 32 reasons why Fable sucks. You know.
And judging by the releases of all the previous Fables that are now, because modern gaming sucks so bad, seen as fucking great games, Fable 2 actually was. But Fable, people hated it when it came out because, what is his name? The Peter guy. Peter Molyneux lied about everything that was going to be in the game. And then Fable 3 came out and everybody was just like, well, this is trash compared to Fable 2, which I didn't think so. I thought it was not as good as Fable 2, but I still thought it was great, and I still think it's great. Out of all of them, I'd probably go back and play Fable 2 and 3. No, I take that back, actually. I would play 1, 2, and 3. But they were disasters when they came out, when gaming was great, man. We were in a golden age, and those games came out, and people were like, this is bad. And now I play them, I'm like, these are fucking masterpieces, man. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I don't think we're gonna look back in 10 years and think these games are masterpieces. Maybe compared to where gaming is gonna be in 10 years, I don't know. Judging by this trajectory, I think we got some shit coming. It's gonna be a complete shit show.
We'll see what they do with that, but it doesn't even look like Fable anymore, honestly, without Monolith.
It looks like every fucking Unreal Engine game, to all of them, and then they uglified the faces for some reason, probably because the developers of the game are ugly and they want to put themselves in the game
Years of
because they think they're pretty.
Day, I don't give a fucking shit, man. I kind of wanted to play, but Forza Horizon 6. Nah, I'm not gonna.
And by the way, it's not even really that they're ugly, it's they are a certain kind of ugly, because Fable 1, 2, and 3, the characters were ugly, but there was a certain vibe to them, that it was like a cartoonish style. This is like supposed to be ultra realistic, better looking than real life. Look at the graphics, it's so pretty. And then they make the characters ugly.
I'll fucking spend $30 a month to fucking play that game, and then the Xbox. No, fuck that.
Nope.
That's it. That's it. There's I can't fucking. Oh my god. $30 a month is insane.
$30 a month for fucking nothing.
You done fucked up. You done fucked it up, Xbox. You have lost. The console war is fucking over. No way I am keeping.
Dude, this is a worse L than the Wii U.
Xbox Game Pass at this price, and that's me who plays a ridiculous amount of games and who can maybe get fucking 6-7 games out of Xbox that I need to play a review, and even I'm considering cancel. So fuck this. This is the final nail in the coffin for Game Pass. I'd have to fucking look at the upcoming list.
Yeah, not just for Game Pass. Apparently Xbox ain't releasing no more consoles either.
But this is fucking ridiculous. And this shit was, back in the day, was a good deal. Fucking, like, I remember shit as low as 11.
You know what'll bring them back? If they make a new Xbox 360. Make it, like, Make something that's as powerful as the Switch 2 and make smaller games again. That's, I think, the only way they can come back is to directly compete with Nintendo rather than competing with PC and PlayStation.
$99, and then you fucking play
Nintendo's not competing with anybody. Nintendo is just catering to their fan base.
games, and it makes sense if you got a family, you got fucking kids, and the kids are playing and you're playing and shit.
Wait. He just showed them all. So we got Black Ops 6. Indiana Jones, I thought, I've heard was pretty good. Didn't play it. Gears of War E-Day. What the fuck is that? Doom the Dark Ages. What the fuck is that? People didn't even like it. Avowed. It's garbage. Flight Simulator. Boring. Stalker 2 was fucking broken. I don't know what this is. Age of Mythology. Blah. Fable. What the fuck is that? Mixtape. Never heard of it. Perfect Dark. Canceled. Expedition 33. Great game. But it's a AA game. South of Midnight. Blah. State of Decay 3. Woo, we don't know about it. We don't know about it. Wu Chang. Garbage. Flintlock. Never played it. It's got that purple. Don't like it. I don't know what this is. And Atomfall.
And it makes sense if you got a family, you got fucking kids, and the kids are playing and you're playing and shit. There's really small fucking instances where the deal was ridiculous, amazing, and even it was a great deal at the old price, and we were recommending it, but little did we know that Xbox was gonna fucking do this. And after
I did. I knew it the whole time. I called it. I fucking called it. I'm never wrong about games. If there's anything that I'm right about, it's games, man.
2 decades, I am
Even though I don't even play them. I mean, I don't play the new stuff. I do play games, like, literally every single day for at least 2 hours.
done. I'd rather fucking own my games and move on, because this is corporate greed, pure fucking corporate greed. Is there a chance that they will stop this price increase? I have fucking no idea. Maybe a 15% chance if there's enough fucking a hubbub over it and the gamers fight back. If you remember the Outer Worlds 2, they tried to increase the price on that, and and they say, "Oh no, we're just kidding. We're lowering the price. Congratulations to everybody." And this was
Oh, we're actually gonna release it at the normal price. Don't you love that? Don't you love that even though $70 is still overpriced, that's the normal price? We weren't gonna increase it to 80, which, by the way, is, I wish people would I say it all the time. I wish people would stop fucking saying that it's like, oh, $80 games. If the game is $80, guess what? It's not $80. It's $88 at least, because of taxes. Taxes are a thing. And people will say, oh, well, taxes, that's not the price of the game. Yes, it is. If you are paying $88 for a game, that is the price of the game. Get out of here with that.
the true value and all their fucking lies and bullshit. So I would put the chance at extremely low, though, because I think that they're done with Game Pass and they want to squeeze all the remaining fucking subscribers. The point is to get them to cancel and shit so that they can focus on other stuff. And they're going to claim all day long that it's the best deal in gaming, but it is no longer.
Everybody says this with their games. Oh, it's the biggest. It's the best, better than the last one. 4 million players return to form every fucking time. Every fucking time.
The best deal in gaming. This is a fucking price increase that cannot be sustained and is unacceptable, and frankly, it crosses the line. It can't hold at 30, and I guarantee you it's not. It's going to go up from there. Guys, fuck it. Xbox fucked up.
Yeah.
And Xbox is dead.
They've been fucking up. They've been downhill. And I've been saying this. A lot of people have been saying this, and people have just been saying, no, look at these numbers. Look at the numbers. But they're not looking at all of the other numbers. They're only looking at the things that is going to make the thing that they say true. And they're not looking at the whole picture.
I can't believe, man, all these years later, man. Well, how long has my show been going? Fucking 16, 17 years. And it's fucking sad how Xbox has evolved and turned out. They're a shell of their fucking former selves. They're chasing corporate profits. They don't give a shit about games. They kind of realized it at some point. Said, "Oh, we're investing on third-party games. It's going to be great. There's going to be so many new games," and then just systematically canceled.
And the ones that did release were either garbage or they were pretty good, but there was a whole bunch of gay stuff in it that nobody wanted.
We just watched it all happen. And
yeah, and they're not good enough to justify the gay stuff.
All of this shit under
you ain't no Baldur's Gate.
Fucking layoffs, and you want me to give you $30 a month? Fuck.
Yep. And like the gay stuff, man, it's the whole problem where this all started was with the gay stuff. That like, and I don't even mind it. Like whenever I say that, people are like, "Oh, you're just a homophobe. You're a transphobe." What happened to Mass Effect 2 and 3? There were gay characters in that. What about Fallout? The original Fallout games. Not original, but like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Gay characters. The problem is that they are representing freaks in the new ones. It's not just like that they're gay characters. They're really trying to like push political propaganda.
Fuck off!
Yeah. Oh, and you think that's bad. Oh boy, it gets so much worse. Gets so much worse for Xbox.
Did you guys hear that the Xbox Game Pass official account got community noted for lying about the updates on...
I haven't watched any of these videos yet, by the way. I just see the titles and I'm like, oh, fuck, that sounds bad.
Xbox Game Pass, which is the biggest self-own I think you could possibly have as a massive corporation to get community noted. Cabruta said, typical Microsoft behavior. Xbox Game Pass.
Typical corporation in the gaming industry behavior.
Says, we've got updates. Here's what's changing with Xbox Game Pass. And here's the reader's added context they thought people might want to know. PC Game Pass was not mentioned, despite them saying every tier is getting quote unquote upgraded. It will see a 40% price increase with nothing new being added from 11.
I didn't even know this. I didn't know that they didn't mention the PC version of Game Pass is also getting a price increase. I wasn't even thinking about this.
$9.99 to $16.49 monthly.
And Game Pass, okay.
Game Pass can also no longer be acquired with rewards points and unmentioned change. So apparently the upgrades, their definition of an upgrade varies quite widely from what a typical average normal common sense definition would be. Apparently upgrades mean in our favor for Microsoft. It's been upgraded. For the consumer, that potato for you guys. So yeah, they got completely roasted in their comment section. It's an upgrade to their bank account. Exactly. For Microsoft, it's an upgrade.
Temporarily.
The fact that they think they could get away with 40 to 50% price hikes is insane. Xbox of all platforms. Mr. Smith says, already canceled. I can't justify giving them any more of my money. And here we go. This comes from Jeff Keighley, who said, just received email on the new Xbox Game Pass pricing due to, get ready, changing market conditions.
Yeah, this is what they say to justify all this stuff, even though everything was already bloated and overpriced. And like everybody like me are seeing this shit and like, what the fuck, man? This was already really bad. We were already complaining that this shit was unsustainable 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, man.
It's like The Simpsons. Say the word, Bart. Appears new rate is effective November 4th in my case. Thank you for being a subscriber of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. We're planning to update our prices to address changing market conditions. Well, which one is it? Because in your post previously over here, you were saying that it was upgrading. You were upgrading what you were offering. But now you're saying updating, not upgrading. Those are two completely different things. Pick a fucking lane, Mike.
It's because of Trump's tariffs, guys. It's Trump's tariffs. Trump did this. It was the Republicans. Blame the Republicans.
Microsoft. This price change allows us to continue to bring you more value. Hold on. More value would mean that it would be affordable. You raised the price.
And great games.
How does raising the price
Oh
bring
no.
more value? That inherently goes against the definition of what value even means. And great game. Well, that is debatable in itself too. For the very best gaming experience, starting November 4th, 2025, the 1 month subscription price, I still can't get over this, will be $29.99 plus applicable taxes every recurrence period.
So it's even more, actually. I've even brought up the fact that when you pay $80 for a game, you're actually paying $80 plus tax. Yeah, this isn't $30. This is $30 plus tax.
So it's more than $29.99. It's going to be like $33 in California. Unless you cancel up to 2 days prior to your next schedule. Why does it have to be up to 2 days prior? Why can't it be?
No, fuck you. No, you don't tell me when I get to cancel. I can cancel 1 second before this price change and it still goes through. Go fuck yourself, man. What?
Be day of. You can manage your subscription, how you pay, or cancel your subscription by visiting your Microsoft account here.
Apparently not, because everybody was canceling so fast that the site crashed.
Nick Tech says, due to changing market conditions, I have to cancel my Game Pass subscription.
Yeah, right?
Due to market conditions. I hate Xbox now. Laughing emojis. This is great reactions. Here we go. Musket says, the growth, attract, and time to extract. You are here. The attract, low prices, growing it. So there's a shitload of people that join it. And then they're like, you know what? We got them. Time to jack the prices up and get everybody. And they knew that people were going to.
What are you gonna do? Not get Game Pass? You're already in the ecosystem, guys. What are you talking about?
Be canceling. So to offset the people canceling, they jack the price up exorbitant amounts, upwards of 50% higher than what it was, knowing full well that people would cancel, and they wanted to make up for the people that canceled. But I don't think even Microsoft themselves could have expected their entire website to crash because so many people were trying to cancel at the same time.
I saw it coming. I saw it coming years ago. And I said it every time they did something new with Game Pass. I was like, bro, every move that they're making is destroying everything. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna keep giving you more great games. Like what? Fable?
Jeff, during his day, Microsoft, PlayStation at Microsoft.
Outer Worlds 2? What are you doing here? Oh, we rebranded 343 Studios to Halo Studios, even though we didn't change anything else except we fired that one chick because she said some stuff about Charlie Kirk.
Thinking about Microsoft crying. Tariffs and taxes don't directly affect digital goods or services, by the way.
True.
Microsoft is just greedy, evil scumbag company. That's all this is. Cancel it. Market conditions, code word for corporate greed. A lot of
and being retarded. They're actually retarded, and they don't know how to read the room.
people are canceling it. Grum's on X.
You know why they don't know how to read the room? Because they have deemed all criticism to be hate.
Says the comment section on the Xbox Game Pass changes video is not having it. I've never speedrun a canceled subscription faster in my life. A slap in the face. Nobody can kill Xbox better than Microsoft themselves. Yeah, this is not going well for Microsoft. Link to video in the reply. This is the state of the video. Current state of the video right now. 8,100 likes, 47,000 dislikes. And the very strange thing about this is when I screenshot it before it got like widely viewed, there was 6,000 likes to 20,000 dislikes or so. So it's only gone up 2,000 likes while even more and more people have disliked. I just thought it was a very disproportionate amount of likes for how many people are actually disliking it now. But back to
I wonder what happened there, huh? I wonder if they're paying for bots, like literally every corporation fucking does. And they don't say it, but everybody knows it, dude. Everybody knows it. Fishy stuff like this happens constantly, where some bullshit comes out and immediately it's got way too many likes compared to dislikes.
Grums replies, Lock PSP says, this one was my favorite. We've listened to our shareholders. PlayStation look at the comments section like,
We're not making enough money.
Danny, snake eating its own tail. You get what you import. There you go. Thank God I never subscribed to that garbage service. Good for these guys for calling them out. Have they gotten to the part where
I subscribed to it for a little while, and then I realized that it was a waste because there wasn't anything good on there. And the games that I was playing, better off just buying them. Oh, and you got a bunch of old games on there you've already played. Buy them. Just buy them. They're like $5.
where they charge you $30 to use your app? It's a good point. They want you to buy the Xbox and then pay a monthly fee to access it. We even have the FTC getting involved in this, and they're not taking too well to what Microsoft is doing here. Lena Khan, if you're not familiar, she served as the 57th chair of the FTC, and she says Microsoft's acquisition of Activision has been followed by significant price hikes and layoffs, harming both gamers and developers. As we've seen across sectors, increasing market consolidation and increasing prices often go hand in hand. As dominant firms become too big to care, they can make things worse for their customers without having to worry about the consequences. Again, this is from the former FTC chair, Leo.
Dude, we knew this was a bad idea. We knew this was a bad move the whole time. And I think that's why when Sony was really making a big stink about it, they decided to pull back. Because I think they realized, like, oh shit, Microsoft's retarded. They're gonna fuck this up. And look where we are now.
Harper, anti-monopoly law and policy. He says, in March 2023, Microsoft told the court, Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of the merger. On July
Yeah, and they'll just lie and say it was because of market conditions.
10th, 2023, a federal judge whose son works at Microsoft, what the fuck, rejected the FTC's challenge to the merger. Once again,
this shit runs deep.
Lena Khan was right. Holy. Good thing Sony hasn't raised. Oh, wait. Lena Khan was right about everything. Low prices across the industry and most other industry are increasing. So are the increasing due to the merger. They're not increasing 50+% or over 100% over the past 2 years. What Microsoft is doing is absolute insanity. Oh, and there's also...
Yeah, I think Sony, didn't they raise their prices of their service by like $2?
So a breaking story on some insane stuff that they're doing here.
Like it went from $14.99 to like $16.99 or $17.99, something like that.
As well. On top of raising the price, now they're coming in and saying, oh guys, but wait, you don't want to pay that money? We got an option for you. Dexerto reported, Microsoft is reportedly preparing to announce free Xbox cloud gaming. That's great. Oh, wait, what's that fine print? With ads. Oh, wait, there's more fine print. There will be around 2 minutes of pre-roll ads before a game is available and up to 5 hours of free game time a month.
I think, here's my prediction. They're going to raise that time to a few more hours. They might double the time, but they're also going to triple the ads. And then they're going to put mid-roll ads in. Because it never stops. It never stops with this. They're going to put in more ads. They'll put in ads in the middle of your fucking game. When you go back to the main menu after a multiplayer match, there'll be ads, 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 ads. And we saw this coming. We saw it coming. And people are going to be like, oh, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. And we're going to say, no, don't let them do it. You give them an inch, they'll take a million fucking miles.
I already tell you guys how this is going to go. You ready? It's the same thing with Amazon, with Netflix, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, all the streaming services. They start off with no ads or very, very, very minimal ads. And then they start raising the ads, injecting ads just the beginning, but now there's 2 or 3 ads before it starts. That's not enough. Then they have to start adding the ads into the experience and then breaking it up. But that's not enough either. Then they need to start adding more ad breaks. And then they need to start adding more ads to those ad breaks. And pretty soon, before you know it, you're literally watching a TV show from TV that you used to get for free from your antenna. So just give it time. Tom Warren says, Scoop, Microsoft is getting ready to launch free Xbox Cloud gaming with ads. Oh, by the way, limited to 5 hours a month. That'll take you really far. You might even get like a full afternoon of gaming in with that. This free game streaming is now in testing internally and doesn't require a Game Pass subscription yet. Public test is coming soon. Full details here, and they go through all of that as well. I'm telling you guys, we're reaching the equilibrium again, is being the balance is off. Where it used
We'll give you 5 hours of free game time with ads. But if you pay us $2, you can get 5 more hours.
So like the affordability and value it's not worth sailing the open seas, the viruses, the problems, the challenges. Even if you got everything without the viruses, even if you had everything smooth and set up, just the work of going to get it, downloading it, and setting it up and all that, it just wasn't worth it. You're like, I'll just pay Netflix $6 a month. It's fine. I get all the stuff for it.
Yeah, it's still not worth it to me. It's still not worth it to sail the 7 seas for these games. I'm just not going to do it. I'd rather just buy a game for $1 off of GOG. Honestly. Like, I don't care. I'm going to play games. I'm not going to play their games if that's the way they're going to be. Like, they're not even going to get that money out of me. Like, fucking, like, ad money or whatever. Because sometimes they do make a little bit of money off of the pirated games just because of ads and stuff.
The value is there. Now the value is so out of whack that this is basically telling the customers, fuck you, go pirate it. That's how I'm reading all of this. If the companies are going to treat you like a piece of shit, my response is to treat them like shit right back to them.
Yep, and like with services like Netflix and Hulu, that's what I do, because there's so much garbage on those platforms that I don't even want to look at the covers of, that I hear something's good and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm not paying for the service. I'll just rip it. I'll just rip it for this one show because I'm not paying you, especially Netflix right now and Disney.
You get what they give, and they get right back what they gave to you. You shovel shit over the fence, you're going to shovel it right back at them. And I'm not going to go through all this because I think the headline itself kind of is very telling, but IGN reported on it as well. Microsoft reportedly testing free Xbox cloud gaming supported by ads with monthly play limits. Announcement and launch coming soon. Crossing this.
Dude, I wonder how many people online are like, oh, this is amazing. I've been waiting for this to happen. It's free, guys. It's free. It's free. You just got to watch ads. Dude, I'm so done with it. I'm so done. Oh, man. I'll see you in the next one.